team over here of the Weekend Update goes blah, 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 blah. Did you like that?
We just got called the Weekend Update. I'm
You're
Michael
welcome.
Che for sure. Oh, wait. No,
So they'll
I'm
go.
calling jokes.
Yeah.
For me, I'm more of like the front end of it.
I'm just making it up. Of a similar nature or character.
JMKast. JMKast.
But we get shocked often by Chris.
You Google my name, it always pulls up Ric Flair and Blackjack Mulligan. That's another story for another time, though.
Oh, and it's another story. It's another time. Welcome back to JMKast. I'm your host, Rick Mulligan, along with my co-host,
Greg. T. Johnson.
You can literally retire and go back to work in between the time he does that.
I like to take a good nap.
Does. We are back this... Oh, let me get rid of my mic while we're on. We are back this week at Workspace Studios with owner
In Garland.
In Garland with Todd Stewart and Edgar Solis, and they're kind enough to join us. We've done one episode where we kind of do a couple at a time because it saves, we don't have to set up and take down, set up and tear down, set up and tear down. So we do, multiples at a time. So if you're watching this is the second time we're sitting down with these guys. I love this office. I just can't, I want to move in and just hang out. And I don't even play guitar. That's the funny part.
I mean, it's way better than my office.
Yeah, you know what I should do? Maybe I should do like the power couple story where the guy taught himself piano at 50 to sharpen his mind. Maybe I should take up guitar. I just turned 45.
A couple pianos.
Yeah, I
nice.
can't do piano, but
There's a drum set over there.
Yeah, I don't think people want me smacking things.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of instruments to choose from.
I mean, I played a little bass when I was younger. Like a little bit.
What's a little bit?
I think I could play.
Because that was a little bit.
I think I could play. It's about. I could play Thunderstruck. I think the bass line for Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
Nice. That's more than I can.
But that was it. And I could do. And then when I learned guitar, I could do like 5 or 6 Metallica songs, but only like the opening of like one where like ding 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 ding. Like I could do that. I couldn't do that when he starts really ripping into it. No, not even close.
This guy can.
Yeah, I'm sure he knows how to play guitar.
So, yes, I'm a rhythm guitarist. I'm not really a lead guitarist.
Explain the difference for people who have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, rhythm guitarist is always the background guy, which are very important, that basically keep the rhythm of a song, and they're playing the main chords. And
so like Kirk Hammett was the rhythm guy, James was the lead.
Either the other way around. So the guy playing all the melodies, all the solos, that's your lead guitarist. He's playing melodies. He's playing solos. So your other guy's keeping the main chords going.
So James, even though he was the lead singer,
he also played some leads. He's also a good guitar player. But Kirk is obviously the lead guitar.
Yeah. Okay.
Eddie Van Halen, lead guitarist.
Yeah, I mean,
he's everything. The guy does it always.
Okay, Randy Rose or Eddie Van Halen?
I'm an Eddie Van Halen guy, even though I grew up in the area. First guitar song my older brother ever taught me, "Rock You Like a Hurricane."
All right.
Da 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 da.
I can play that.
4 chords.
I knew how to play that. Yep.
Amazing.
I did know how to play that one.
Oh my god, yeah. When we were kids, we grew up.
Crazy Train was the one I did learn how to learn how to play Crazy. A little bit, not that much of it, but because Randy is ridiculous.
Are we going down through memory lane?
Yeah,
I love
we
it.
can do that
Yeah.
if you want.
Music.
I remember
No,
sitting. I remember sitting in my buddy's basement.
I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah.
Like that was a good time.
Yeah, I was sitting in my buddy's basement, and we would just
listen to a whole album.
He would try to teach me, and he hated it because I was awful.
Yeah.
And then he would just grab the guitar and be like, and just start ripping a song apart, and I'd be like, I hate you, because I just couldn't. I can't. My fingers are too short and stubby that I can't get around to the top comfortably. So it starts to hurt my wrist real bad. Yeah, whatever. Make fun of me. I don't care. And I have no rhythm. I'm totally.
Have you seen like the little 8-year-old Korean kids that do like concert guitar playing in unison? There's like 200 of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your hands are not too small, but
no, like then they're stubby. I don't know. But
Wow.
Then
We went to an 8-year-old kid to
there's no
your
way your hands are
hands.
too
I don't have.
You can do it.
Whatever.
They are not small.
I have no rhythm though. That's my big problem. Like, it's not me.
Please tell me, did they write the movie The Jerk about you? You remember that movie?
Yeah.
Steve Martin? No rhythm.
My favorite line in that movie, I can't say here, was when he refers to work.
I just think people need to watch that movie again.
I agree.
So you could never make that now.
My favorite part, I think, was a kid that I loved about that movie. I had to like rewind it when you had VHS. And
Yeah.
you owned the movie finally. It was the part where the old man, the random guy, decides to pick a random person in the phone book and kill him, and it happens to be him. And so he's got a sniper. He's set up as a sniper, and he's shooting like the guy standing next to the Coke machine. Yeah, and he's shooting the Coke machine. He's like, "Oh my God, he's after the cans!" And
I remember that.
anyway, I thought that was amazing. Yeah,
You have to love how stupid that
it was amazing. That movie.
just so
Please
good.
watch that movie again.
Oh, it's so good.
So good.
Well, since we're talking about movies and all, they had a big award show last night.
Golden Globes were
Yes, the Golden Globes. That's right.
And
Yeah.
there were,
bringing some current affairs here.
Very, Now, obviously going to be dated by the time people see it, but that's okay. We talk about movies and stuff. There was like almost nothing I'd seen, which is rare for me. Like I was like, I don't think I've seen any of these movies.
Did you see Yellowstone? Have you seen the series Yellowstone?
I have not.
So good.
I have seen Ozark.
I'm not sure we can be friends.
Take him to the train station.
Ozark was on there, and Better Call Saul was on.
Yeah,
Ozark
so
is a
good.
great show.
So,
good,
I mean,
Yeah.
because Golden Globes do count TV series and shows as well.
And as a photographer, it's weird that they put this green tint on every episode of Ozark. If you've noticed it, they
Yeah.
put this light green tint.
Kind of like the Matrix. Or
Yeah.
Has like a
Yeah, and I don't know if it was like to make it
monochromatic
look
I mean, it's a
older or
I think it's just to make it look more dirty, like
But-
to make you realize that the area is just
Yeah.
infested white trash in the show.
It's
in
all-
the
yeah,
show,
It seems like
Yeah.
that's kind of like when you see Batman movies, like everything has a tint.
oh,
It's like everything's
yeah.
tinted,
Yeah.
everything's just darker.
yeah. That's true.
They do
kinda-
that a lot in filmmaking.
Oh, but it's very noticeable on Ozarks.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
no, I
super
agree.
noticeable.
Local, recent movies. Have you seen Pale Blue Eye with Christian Bale?
I want to watch it. I haven't watched it. It just hit Netflix.
For video
didn't it?
guys, it's just filmed so amazing.
Yeah,
It's
and
the
it's,
filming.
it's Edgar Allan Poe's the secondary character, right?
Yes, that's
ultimately
right.
the guy
I
is
mean,
Edgar Allan Poe.
fictional account, but it's
Right,
so cool.
right,
But
yeah, yeah.
the way it's filmed, the movie is just awesome.
I want to see The Whale because everyone's saying that Brandon Fraser absolutely like. There's no point in having the Oscars because he wins. Like it's that good.
Wow.
Elvis actually beat him.
Dude, Elvis was good.
He's
that
not-
that
The
kid
guy that did Elvis
No,
beat.
the kid was
I just
really good.
When it comes to the Oscars, though, when you transform like that, because that's that kid, but like, I just don't see Austin winning over him for the Oscar. But who knows?
Wow. You want
It's
to do
a-
a gentleman's bet? Do you know what that is?
Yeah, $1.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like
A crisp
trading
$1
places.
bill. Yeah, yeah.
I would be rooting for
Brendan Fraser.
Brandon. Yeah.
The stuff that's happened to him in his career,
He was like blacklisted for a while. You
and
want
for,
him
for stuff that
to
was
win.
not his fault.
You-
Like
At
things
all.
were done to him that he spoke up about.
So
And
the
he should've.
next awards is the Screen Actors Guild, and
Yeah.
usually that's where you really
Yeah.
figure out who may win the Oscar.
People, I think what people get shocked and they forget though is the Golden Globes are voted on by writers.
The foreign press.
The SAGs are voted on by actors. The Oscars are voted on by everybody. Like the carpenters vote and the clothing people. Like so,
Right.
there's
In
more
film.
in that industry.
industry.
So it's a much larger pool that vote on those things.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, be careful who you're nice to.
Yeah.
Don't-
But that's
what it's all
yeah,
about,
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't tick off the grip. The grip. I mean,
Right. Well, no, that's
It's
why
what
they-
Spielberg said on his
Yeah.
speech.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm so nice to my PAs.
Yeah.
Because I remember going for coffee and what does he need? And he had me running all over the place. And so now that's why I'm nice to the PA.
Yeah, they always say too, the people in Hollywood that are kind go farther. They just do. The people that are jerks don't do much. Like there's a couple people I know that are known to be jerks, and they don't work a lot. They just don't.
Spielberg won, by the way, best director.
He
I
should
know.
have
Yeah.
Yeah.
for the Spectacular or whatever.
Yeah.
He should have.
No, his the movie about himself.
Yeah, this isn't it. The Spectacular.
I still haven't seen it.
Spectacle.
No,
it's a name like
Yeah. I can't remember the something.
I gotta look it up now.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Stand by. We're going to the research team right now.
Hang on. I
Yes,
saw
who's
that
our
he
researcher?
won.
He's looking that up.
Poets.
I'm looking at something totally different. I saw this today, and it spoke to me. It spoke to me.
Okay.
Someone that had a coffee mug, and you know how you have little phrases on coffee mugs.
Love
and it
'em.
said, "Never let anyone treat you like a vosot. You're a package."
Oh, that's a good one, dude.
The Fablemans.
Is that-
Yes.
The Fablemans.
Yes, there we go. Research team.
That is a good one. I like that.
Coming
The
in
package.
clutch.
You're a package.
You're not a vosot,
Yeah.
Edgar. You are a package.
Because the Vosa can be killed.
At least, or
So can the package.
I'd rather
So-
be a Savo than a vosot.
No idea what you guys are talking
So a vosot in TV terms, VO is video only. So you have a reader. When they have a reader, it's like, and the jackpot is $82 million. That's it. They don't
you're
show any
showing
video.
no video.
They don't show anything, right? And so a VO is in the long lines because there's a $1.2 billion.
Then they'll
they
show people
a
in
video,
lines.
right? And then they'll go, hey, the $1.2 billion. We talked to Todd Stewart. Todd, what would you do if you won the money? And
I'd
then,
buy a car and I'd buy my mama a house.
and that's
and I'd retire.
sound on tape, SOT. Right?
So in the rundown, which is what the show breakdown is.
Wait, the package.
Typically,
You
well,
gotta explain. Oh,
But I was
okay.
going to say in the show rundown, you'll have the line of VO and then SOT. So they're broken down to two things. And then package.
So a package is when, the talent team over here of the Weekend Update goes blah, 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 blah. Did you like that?
We just got called Weekend Update. I'm
You're
Michael Che
welcome.
for sure. Oh, wait. No,
So
I'm
they'll
lying.
I'm
go.
calling jokes.
Yeah. So
Oh,
they'll
you
go,
get Scarlet, so you
we
win.
send we send our reporter Todd Stewart out into DFW to talk to possible hopeful lottery winners, and then they'll toss to you, hey, Weekend Update. I'm here in front of Quickie Mart, and this is what the ticket buyer said.
And you literally interviewed the 6 most redneck people in Dallas. And
sounded
they
like a
said,
freight train.
I can't believe I'm going to win $1 million. I'm going to buy my mama a house. That's the kind of stuff that you're going to get.
I'm gonna buy an RV.
And then that all gets put together by us. We edit those together. So it's one piece as opposed to 2 separate pieces. And they don't kill packages very often.
So that's why that
They don't
coffee
kill
cup.
packages.
It's pretty rare.
Very rare.
It's very rare.
With the vosots.
Yeah. They'll look at a show, producer will look at a show and they'll be like, okay, we've put our whole show together and be like, if I'm heavy, so they've got too many stories, what are my first 3 that I'm going to, knock off and be like, okay, probably this vosot can go this. Well, we already covered this in the 5, so we can kill this. So that but if it's a package, because these packages usually 2 minutes of time, and they're like, they don't want to fill 2 minutes. A
lot of
vosot's
times
usually
they've
45
teased it.
seconds.
If it's teased,
if it's
then
teased,
it's-
it'll survive.
Almost never.
It'll
Almost
survive.
never.
Yeah, that's true.
It's almost never.
I've only seen it happen a couple times where it's some tease
breaking
got killed.
news, breaking news has
Trumps-
to
that
happen.
trumps everything.
That'll trump.
Everything and anything.
Yeah.
Breaking news,
Yeah.
and then weather going heavy,
Oh yeah.
and then sports and the chit chat.
Sports always gets killed quick.
Yeah.
So.
You have 15 seconds.
I used to work with a guy.
The
that was,
Cowboys are playing on Monday.
I used to work
Back
with a
to
guy
you.
that was so stupid, and I mean this literally. He was. Hang on, I'm gonna rethink this
Yeah.
because I'm gonna edit this.
Yes.
Point. I used to work with a guy that was so frustrating because he would, when the rundown was done, he would get mad if breaking news would happen. He'd be like, "Why are they changing the rundown?" Like, dude, 5 people just got shot. It's the new lead. the thing's locked in stone. You don't change the rundown. And I'm like, you are in the wrong industry, dude.
It's called Alt Delete. It's iNews. We're just going to move it.
Drives me nuts, man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, we went down. Thanks, Greg, for that cup.
13-minute mark. I'm gonna have to do some editing.
Well,
Anyway, Golden Globes.
How did they go from movie talk to
To
life
industry
and
talk.
news?
Oh,
Yeah.
the Sotville package.
Oh,
thing.
the vosot.
Yeah, the cup.
The cup. The cup
so
did it.
funny.
It's the cup's fault.
Oh, that's too funny.
So,
So, just real quick, on the studio, you can do a mock-up weekend update. You can do whatever in one of the studio spaces that we have, because we have a green screen, we have lighting, we have all of that stuff where you could really come and do whatever you want to do. If you want to do a music video, a rap video, if you want to do a project, or if you just want to do a mock Paris background with our green screen proposing to your girl and say that you went to Paris, boom, we have
Wow.
it. Workspace Studios.
Workspace
awesome.
Studios here in Garland.
My
So-
favorite part about this place is it's a storage unit. Like I love it because it's unsuspecting.
On the outside, you have no idea.
No.
Exactly.
Did you have an idea, Edgar? I'm curious, because when you heard about the parties, but did you know what was inside to have the parties?
So I remember the big party. They had one big party that because I travel a lot, work-wise and
You're
all
going
other
like,
stuff.
how?
And I'm like,
it's a storage unit.
what are they doing? They're setting up like a tent outside. They're setting up flowers and there's catering and there's this. And I'm like, what is going on, bro?
question,
Go.
and this has been answered before. So when you have a party here, most people like to have drinks at a party. How does that work for you guys? Because I don't think you have a liquor license.
So no, obviously. So yeah, there's multiple ways to do it with the city of Garland. If you want to sell drinks, you hire a professional bartending company. They're usually third party. They
come with a license.
They pull a permit. It's
Gotcha.
an event like that.
Okay.
Our events are so small and so much more industry. That's why we've never advertised or put any signage out front, because the whole point is to keep more industry, private recording, production, producers, that kind of thing. So, I don't know if that answers the question, but
So
Gotcha,
when
yeah.
he says small, he's talking about 300 people.
Right. Yeah.
By the way, don't think that we only
try
have
to
50.
keep it under 150.
You
That's
know,
what we
like,
try
yeah,
to.
150,
100
sorry.
is about perfect. But we have a big outdoor area, so
Yes.
we've had a lot more than that. We've had twice as many show up than we've invited before. But so what we do with those events, we just give it away. That's what
Okay.
we if we have an entry fee for like to see the bands or whatever, we just give it away, and people can
Gotcha.
tip the bartender. So again, we don't have like big drinking events, so it's not like it's never been a
right.
problem. It's we serve like the little miniature bottle wines or beers or
Gotcha.
something. It's usually pretty low key, but
Okay.
that's how we do the alcohol. But we've had food trucks, we've had catering, we've
Yeah,
had
food trucks
different
would
things.
totally make sense. Just have a couple of food trucks out front, and yeah, that would totally make sense.
You got to have enough people because they do charge you a minimum. If they don't hit the minimum, you gotta cough it up.
Yeah,
I didn't
but-
think about that. That makes
But
sense.
it is worth it, though. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
very much so. I mean, the word of mouth has been great. And one of the reasons that we invited you guys and we really wanted you, I mean, I talked to Greg, I don't know, last year, maybe a little bit, better part of 15 months, 12 months or so.
Yeah, he told me a couple times that he had spoken with you, but he didn't explain what this was. Like,
And I've been wanting him to come over so you guys can look at it again, back to, the whole goal of keeping it in the industry,
Right.
Because you guys know people that would utilize this space.
yeah, for sure.
But anyway, as we went along, we've had more events. It's become a little bit more popular, and it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, of course.
At this point, one of the reasons that we really wanted you guys to look at it is because Todd's done so much work in the sense of getting it ready for that next level. And so we are at that next level. And I'll say it, they can edit it, but our hope is to outgrow this space
totally.
in the next 24, 36 months.
Oh yeah.
And get a bigger warehouse and duplicate this in a larger space.
That makes sense.
That's
yeah, I mean,
the goal.
It makes sense. I don't see why you wouldn't want to try and grow that and do that. I mean, that's
We might
Logical
have another
business.
production company that needs to,
Yeah.
space to
That is true.
To hang out in.
Yep, absolutely.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's this time.
Word of the day.
Word of the day. Word of the day.
I like it.
All right. Well, that is now officially word of the day.
Intro music for word of the day.
I can never figure out why toward the end of that we just sound hammered.
You just
Like, I
we've been filming for 12 hours.
Like, it's
we
like,
don't
what is
give up.
going
We
on?
probably did like 8 episodes that day. Or
Oh,
something.
it's so funny. To
No,
me.
actually, I've noticed when I bring it into Premiere and then I bring it back out as a waveform, and then when it puts it in here and transfers it, it slows it down.
Yeah.
Because I remember when we did the Dell podcast that he sounds different, and I couldn't figure it out. But
It's almost like
something
it's
with the-
20%
something with the
slower is what
yeah,
it feels
it's,
like.
It's I don't know about 20. It's
just-
definitely slower.
Yeah.
Definitely slower.
Anyway,
But,
word of the day is
hey, word of the day.
or phrase of the day.
And since y'all do a lot of like kind of recording space and music and audio, and I saw a couple of track booths and stuff,
Yes.
or rooms you can play the instruments. To,
Yeah,
to
ISO
recording,
booths.
Yeah, recording studios. So it's a phrase. It's called ringing out a room.
Interesting.
Do you know what ringing out a room means?
No.
You've never heard this one.
Is it like white noise to get the levels?
It's ringing out a room is it's essentially where you're figuring out why this particular space is good or really bad to record in. So it's like all the the stuff.
Acoustics?
And then acoustics to the room, yes. And then what you need to do to bring it in. So
Interesting.
ringing out a room is where you're checking out what kind of room is this to.
You don't use any
We
equipment
have
to
history
that.
with
It's-
this.
It's just more of
We
like an
have-
intuitive thing.
Oh yeah, we definitely have history.
We have a
with
little
this.
history with rooms that are good and not so good.
Yeah.
So I kind of get in a twofer, just like we did the last time. We green screen, believe it or not, was a word of the day earlier, but we were talking about chroma key. So absorption, that is, or sound foam rather, that is kind of a secondary word to go with today's word of the day,
there's some of that over there.
because yeah, you have the sound foam with the absorption, and those are the kind of things you do when you're ringing out a room to try to make it better.
I mean, having carpet helps
Yes.
significantly. Like, people would be
Rugs,
shocked
carpet,
at how much
yeah.
that helps.
Yep. Just
The weird little lobby that we call it the load-in room.
Right.
You know, and I don't know why I love that room. And I think the reason why is because
you love all the rooms.
I do. I'm totally biased. But that little 10 by 20 room, I put carpet 4 feet up the walls. And so when you walk in there, it's really quiet.
Yeah.
And it's like I walk in there, I want to just sit down.
Yeah, I mean,
And like,
Yeah.
everybody leave me alone.
You
Which I'm
didn't
putting
know
my
you were-
phone on silent.
you didn't know you were
Sleep
ringing
dep-
out the room, but you did.
Sound deprivation.
So you rung up the room.
Without meaning to. More intentional, obviously, in here. This has got a lot of
Right.
hard surfaces. It needs a little more. quite
Is even
frankly, but-
like it's. And this is a weird question. Is it a slightly softer wood that you have on the walls by chance?
So the wood has made a huge difference. This is all reclaimed wood.
Right, I figured that.
Fences
but like,
and pallets. So it is old and aged and soft.
yeah, so it's a little softer as opposed to like an
lo-
oak or something that's really hard.
Exactly.
And it's
none
noticed,
of
like-
this is sanded smooth. It's all
Yeah.
rough. We actually just use pressure washers to clean it all off to really make the grain really open and soft. So it's very porous, and it's made a big difference in here.
But like in the drum room there, you have sound foam
The
on
foam,
the
yeah.
ceilings. You have it like all like based. I mean, you
Yes.
have like hard surfaces. I notice are covered pretty well with sound foam.
Pretty good. I mean, I feel like it's never good enough.
Yeah,
right?
but it's important.
I don't
It's
know.
important to do things like that when you've got a workspace that's supposed to be a creative space, or a space where a lot of audio or a lot of recording, things like that
So
are being
true.
done.
You get all that boominess. The big venue has gotten better and better. We've added some big velvet curtains in there, and that made a big difference.
It is amazing how much curtains can knock sound down.
I used to wonder why they had those at movie theaters as a kid. And then in construction, I helped build some movie theaters on top of, I guess it was Valley View Mall, where they added that AMC theater on top. We were part of that steel project, but they make I learned a lot about theater. So they have their walls are 3 layers of drywall thick, and then they put those curtains over it. So that's why movie theaters are so quiet.
I wouldn't even think 3 layers is enough. I think it would be more. I would
But
think
3
it-
layers on each side, so it's
Or
totally,
no, but I mean, I still would think it would be more. Like, because I saw a room get built somewhere. I can't remember where it was, and the guy had put 3 layers in. He was trying to deaden the sound.
Yeah,
And I remember like when they he started putting a second layer, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I don't want any sound coming out here." And I was like, "What are you going to do in here?" And he's like, "Oh, do some recording stuff." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Like at first, I was like, "What are you going to hide people in here or something?" It's like what's
Back
going on?
then was a lot of sheetrock, the 3/4 inch,
Right.
not the 1/2 inch, right?
Right.
But nowadays, with new technologies, foam insulation really, absorbs a lot of that audio and that reverb and drums, especially drums, because drums are heavy.
They make a lot of boominess, the bass drum and stuff. Absolutely. They had the guys across the street when they built that studio originally. They had a sound guy come in and put sound panels, and they spent quite a bit of money to have that guy custom make these panels. But I was surprised he didn't. There wasn't like panels everywhere. It was just in a few key walls that had some irregular shapes on it, and it deadened the sound. But they have those little microphones. I don't know if you've seen that, where they have a little microphone and it sends out the little ping or something, and then it can tell them where they're getting too much echo from, like which direction. and
really?
stuff. I forget what that's called, but
Yeah,
they have this little. That's a way of ringing out the room with a microphone, but I didn't know.
Ringing out the room.
That's
I
awesome.
didn't know it was called that.
So, tell us again how to find the place, reach it, to be able to use it, rent it. Workspace Studio.
Directly, you could go to Workspace Management, which is MGMT, workspacemgmt.com. That's kind of like the basic. It's got galleries. It shows all of our events. It shows parties. It shows a lot of past stuff going on. But you can also go to Peer Space. We're listed on there in Garland.
That's awesome.
Private warehouse vibes.
And
secret.
it's not Hollywood pricing or Dallas pricing. No.
And-
We're very, very reasonable, especially for those startups. you know.
Industry people.
Yes.
That's
So
what
if
we're
you, guys
trying to
are,
work
if
with.
you guys are looking for studio space, go to one of those 2 websites. There's pricing information guidelines on there. I'm sure they
Definitely.
can help you out with those. And
I would say with everything we have here, if this is me doing the shameless plug, we kind of have a full package here. We've got recording engineers, we've got producers, we've got promoters, we got graphic artists. People can help with websites. People can record a song here, start to finish, and our album if they wanted to. Our guys can post mix it, master it, and put it on Spotify for them. They can help them write songs. They can do songwriting packages.
it's a little bit of everything.
Everything.
That's awesome.
Venues, live release parties, and
Photography, video.
video.
I mean,
awesome.
we just shot a music video, 4 music videos. Is it 4?
I think so,
We
4.
we shot 4 videos over the weekend, and we're gonna edit them, work them out, and put them out.
That's awesome.
And Ed with 2 Ds promises to greet you and shake your hand every time.
Absolutely,
If he's-
every single
if-
English
if-
or Spanish.
If he's in town.
En español, claro que
right.
sí, bienvenidos para todos. And we'll do it in English too. We're here, bilingües.
Too funny. Well, guys, thanks for joining us
Thank
again.
you.
We appreciate it so much, and fun chatting movies and all the other fun stuff. And,
Number 2 for 2023.
yeah, number 2. Wow.
Happy New Year.
Like, share, subscribe, get it out there, spread the word. We'd appreciate it. Thank you. Till next time. Bye.